Hi guys, I am so excited. I am Stephanie Dunn, top earner, been in for 14 years. And if you don't know my story, you're going to be able to go back and listen many times. But I just really want to get to it because it's a month end. And I am so excited to have one of our newest diamonds on, you guys. It's kind of crazy her story and like what she's been through. Um, talk about just like pushing through like what a lot of people would use as excuses. I think that's what I'm so excited about. And just head down. She's got the right mindset. Like she's already like I sent her like here's some questions, and she already had like what was out. It's like, oh, you're already like triple diamond VIP. Like you can do this whole Zoom by yourself. But I wanted you guys to hear from her because I think sometimes we ask ourselves, like, maybe you're brand new and you're just getting started, and you're like, can diamond really happen fast? Can ruby happen fast? Can anything happen fast? And these are the stories that I love. Don't compare yourself, of course, because everybody's journey is their journey. But when you get your head right, when you keep it simple, when you have a plan, when you make no excuses, things happen. And I'm excited for Jamie to share a little bit about that. So, Jamie should be able to unmute.
Yes, hello guys. My name is Jamie Beck. I'm losing my voice because I've been really sick lately, so I apologize if you can't hear me. Turn up your volume. So I don't know even where to start. So 4 years ago, I joined It Works on a whim and a prayer. Really, I was negative in two bank accounts. I'm a single mom of four. At that time, prior I had tried the products, turned down the girl that offered me the business the first time around, and just started on the products and ended up finding out that I had a tumor in my neck right as the pandemic was hitting, and had to go in for immediate neck surgery to get the tumor removed. And when I came out of surgery, I ended up coming out of it being paralyzed on my left side of my body. I have a permanently paralyzed upper left bicep with total numbness down my left side. At that point, we didn't know what was going to happen. Tried to go back to work, was told I couldn't go back to work, had to apply for disability. I've been waiting for 5 years for disability to go through. During all this, I lost my job because they couldn't accommodate my disabilities. And I literally didn't know what I was going to do. Um, so I prayed and I said, God, give me a sign. And the next day, the same girl who gave me the products offered me the business again. And I just took it. I was like, dude, this is God. He's speaking to me. Like, this is my sailing boat that he's giving me. And I literally told her, I said, hey, I want to do this, but I have no money to join. So what do I got to do? How do I, like, what are options here? She gave me my options. And I literally that night sold everything that I could find that we really didn't need in my house, from clothes to shoes to whatever, movies, on Facebook Marketplace. And I got the $200 at that time when I joined to get the money to join. And it was over at that point, like, ranked up to Emerald, and sat at Emerald for about 3 years, charted as a double diamond. And then I left the company for a little bit, came back, and Stephanie offered me the opportunity to come back. And I knew that this time needed to be different because I was back in the same boat that I was before, negative in my accounts, wondering what I was going to do. And literally grabbed the last bit of money that I had and put it towards this and just took off. And I'm so blessed now that we just have flown through the ranks in the last 7 weeks. So
I think it's crazy, you guys. And a lot of it is I really believe in when you just decide. And you came in just knowing, and I see the girls on your team, and this is for a lot of things that are going on. I see so many like promoting this month, and it's because they made a decision. So if you're on, that's such a huge thing to look at right now is like, are you really making that decision to do it? And you're going to come across roadblocks. Like she has been sick, you guys, like in the hospital all month long. People on her team have been blocked from messaging, like all of the things that you hear. And it's just like, okay, we're going to find a way. And so that's always a good thing that, you can overcome any hurdle when you have your perspective set focus forward and not like, oh, this is going to stop me. And Jamie, I just think that that's such, you give people such hope. And I see Amber on her Emerald who is pushing, they're still pushing you guys. Like, I'm like, they're going to go for it. They're like going to go double. I don't know. So I think, that excitement and what you have. And then also knowing, you guys, our company is incredible. What we have our hands on, people are looking, our products are affordable, the bonuses are getting paid out. Like, you can make a lot of money up front if that's what you want to do. Yes, it's work, just like anything, but we have a lot to offer. So I think a lot of the questions people are like, okay, what exactly is she doing? Like, it never fails. It's always in my text or in my inbox. All right, I need to know exactly what is this message. She's got like some magic message. And you guys, it's kind of the same thing if you go back and watch recordings of Zooms. And you right now are the magic. I can tell you that in your attitude, what you believe, what you speak into your team, you can do this. One more, the power of one more. I saw you write that down. Like, when you feel like you can't do something, you just do one more because you don't know who that one person is that can change your business. But I don't want to take all of what she probably will say. But Jamie, they need to know, like, you got in and you started right away. But how did you start? So, brand new person coming in to, like, what did you do and then guide your team?
Okay, so yeah, that was a lot. So first and foremost, my team knows me as the one who actually makes more money in bed than compared to being out of bed. I've done this business through two, not only like coming right out of neck surgery, but had two elbow surgeries last year before I took a break with my right arm because I overcompensate. I tore my entire ligaments in my arm. So I was literally in bed just messaging away. And then since then, yes, I've been in and out of the hospital. I have some major bowel problems I don't even know if we can find a doctor for it, but coming in, I wanted this time to be different. I didn't want to sit at a rank and I wanted to know, I knew what our goal was at that point, and it was diamond for sure. So you have to have a plan. You need to know exactly what you're doing this for. You need to know what your why is and push for that, write it down, and then host a post. Really, you just get off and going with host a post and keep it basic. The one thing that I did with my girls, I even asked them, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I help you this month? How did we get here? Because I'm still in awe of all of it. And they said, I helped them focus. I brought them back from the negative mindset. And I did. I had a very negative mindset when I first started this business. And it took a very long time and a lot of self development to get out of it. I don't deal with negative mindset very well. So I try and keep away from people who have a negative mindset. I'll give them all the tools as best as I can, but dive into self development, guys. That was a big thing that helped me because our brain is strong. And I even compare myself to other people, to Chelsea. I love her to death, but I do all the time. I'm like, man, I'm just not doing enough. I can't catch up to her. And I'm like, I want it to be a competition, but at the same time, I'm in a fight for myself. And I had to realize that for myself. You're in a fight for yourself and for your rank and where you're going in this business. You're not against anybody else. We're all part of the same team. And no matter whose team you're on is the way that I see it. And I'm willing to help whoever needs help. But at the same time, like our brain, I don't know. It has a way of fooling you sometimes. And so you've got to get out of that. And the way that I did that was through self-development. Like Stephanie said, Ed Milet, I love listening to his podcasts. And I've read his book multiple times. If you haven't read that book, please go get it now on Amazon because it will change your life. It is a very powerful book, and you've just got to level up. You've got to basically follow people online that you want to be in their circle. Like Stephanie, I knew coming back, I wanted to be in her circle with her and Joel. I wanted to be with Chelsea and them. I wanted to be with people that push me to the next level. and not hinder me and keep me back where I was. I want to be up at their level. I want to be where they were. But then we just dove into host to post, and she kept it simple. She kind of started me all over again and started fresh on gummy host to post. And my goal was to get up 10 every day. And if I can do one more, and that's what my goal is every day, is even if I didn't hit 10, I try not to sleep unless I go to get to 10. But if it's 5, I'm going to do 6 the next day, 7, at least one more every day. That's what our goal is. And that's how we started it all. And with my girls, they said that I'm patient with them. So for you newbies or leaders of newbies, be patient. Answer their questions and whenever you can, of course. Like they're like, you're always willing to answer our questions whenever. And I'm like, well, I answer you back when I can. And I help them stay focused. I notice when my girls are kind of like straying off or getting that little negative mindset, and I'll message them, hey, what's going on today? How are you feeling? How's the business going? Following up with the newbies, see how they're doing, see if they understand what's happening. Because I do have a couple that are learners like me, it has to be visual. So sometimes you might have to get on Zoom with them. I'm more than willing to hop on Zoom, usually with Amber all the time. She'll be like, "Hey, Zoom tonight?" And I'm like, "Okay, what time? Let's go." And so staying close to the fire, making sure that your newbie is close to the fire, that they're getting on the Zooms that they need to be on, to hear from other people, because you never know what others will have to say. And then following up really was another thing. That's the big winning fact of it all, was you have to be following up at all times with the people. So like not only with host to post, um, how I start my day basically is I literally wake up at 5 a.m. I get my kids ready for school. And then I will take a minute to sit down and do some self-development while they're all getting ready and brushing their teeth and stuff, take them to school, finish my podcast, and then I dive right into host to post. And I do that because I print out my friends list, guys. Print it out. Put it on your phone. You can download it now. Anyone can do this. I have a video that shows you how to print your friends list. So if you need that later on, I can get that to you. But this is a game changer because you don't miss somebody. You can, I check mark them all like this. I do them in sections. I do time blocking. So I do 25 in the morning, 25 in the afternoon, 25 in the evening. And then if I still don't have a more than 5 post to post, I'm going to keep on doing this another 25. And I do the forwarding method. It's so quick. You can get it done in the matter of 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes at the most. And then I go and I
Catch
put my
that.
phone away.
You said it so quick. Forwarding
Oh,
message too. So
the forwarding method, yeah. So it's where you hold your finger down on the picture or the wording and you click forward. And then you literally just have to type in the person's name and then hit their name and hit send. And then you go to the next person on the list, type in their name, hit send, and it lets you do them 5 at a time, usually, is what I'm noticing. So I can send 5 messages at once. And it's an easier way so you're not getting blocked as fast. We found that out pretty quickly this month around.
yes, that's a good thing. So if you're doing the work, you may run into some roadblocks, but there's ways to get around that. So here's a question. So, some people have never done host to post, so you need to learn that as fast as you can. Like follow these systems, you guys, because we promise like it works. Like I have a girl that can speak English as an example, or she's from the Czech but can read and translate English. And so she's in our English boards and she's translated it all over. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I've been testing this out the last couple of days and it works." And I'm like, yes, when you do the things that actually work. But here's a question. So if you're printing off your friends list, and if you are doing the host to post, you may run into, you've asked them before. So, what is the message that you're reaching out and sending to them for the host to post?
So, Amber, if you will drop it in there, it's really a pretty simple message that, and this is the thing, whatever your leader gives you, send it. you might not like it. Like I take out the hey, like the hey girls. People know me and like my friends know I don't say hey girl. I say hey woman. I will call hey woman, how are you doing? My friends know that I say that. So I change that to sound more like me, but that's the only part of the message that I change, guys. I literally there are some messages that I cringe when Chelsea and Stephanie give them to me and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know about this," but then I'm like, "I gotta trust them." And I send it, and guess what? It works. So please trust your enroller. They know what they're doing, especially if they've been here for a while. But it's pretty basic. It's just let me go into my boards really quick.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
message, Amber, is like so easy when you're like, some people will just do favors for you and be like, hey, will you
Yep.
get your favor up and I'm going for promotion. Would you just mind posting something for me? So this one, like, I'm not asking you to buy anything because people are like, oh, sometimes they're like, oh my gosh, here she is up in my inbox. And really, if they will post for you, they may ask the question, well, what is that product? And so we have a follow-up, like if they did post too in the boards, like you can ask them that. So I wanted you guys to see that because they're going to ask, everybody's asking me, what is the message that she's sending out?
Yep.
So
It's really, really simple. Just hi, I have a question. Not asking you to buy anything, and then you wait for them to respond. Like I send that message out in the forwarding method, and I will not respond to anyone till I get through the first 25 people that I've sent it to. Then I'll go back and see if anybody commented right back, and then I'll send them the second message. Give it some time because you're human and it's better that you wait and then respond after because it looks like you're a human and not a robot. Um, but for the most part, when I send that second message, they'll usually say yes because they want to help me in the contest, or I only get it every so often where they're like, oh, well, what's the contest for? And then you tell them, hey, it's a giveaway that we're doing.
mhm.
But for the most part, they'll say yes. And then I give them two options. And usually I start off with the giveaway and I'll give two giveaway and then the rest gummies. Right now, though, I'm building my list because I went through my entire friends list twice in the last 2 months. And so I need fresh people coming in. And so we made a deal, me and Chelsea. We're going to do a straight giveaway for the next few weeks to gain more followers, more friends, and get new fresh blood in. So that way, the rest of this month, next month, we'll be able to hit double right away. So,
Yeah. So you guys, this is huge. So for those of you that are, I think back to like brand new and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what host to post is. Really, what I love about this is it eliminates the fear of doing a post on your wall. Because there's a lot of you that are afraid of what people are going to think if you say, I'm so excited, I just joined a company, or I have a new product and you're promoting it. You like don't even want to do that. So this is such a great way to get into other people's friends list that you wouldn't normally get into. And think about this. You know that you have friends on your friends right now on Facebook, on Instagram that have 3 to 4,000 friends that you don't have. So if they'll do a post for you, that's just expanding your network, just like Jamie said. So for Jamie, as an example, if you're like, okay, I'm like Jamie. I've gone through my whole friends list. Like now I need to know what's that next level of like, I want to go for the next. It's you go back to your friend that may have 4,000 friends and be like, hey, can you throw up this giveaway post for me? I'm expanding my network. I've got a new product that's launching or that is launched, and I want to get the word out. And you're always so helpful. So that's what I would be doing is giving that giveaway. We're always doing cash giveaways. If you're not on our team, you're probably in a team page or something that does that. And that's a great way to grow new eyes, new followers on your page. So just think about that. Like, you guys can think about that right now, that there's friends of yours that will always constantly be willing to post. And so if they do have a good network of people, don't be afraid to give them the giveaway post. Again, you're going to want to go back to some of these pages, your team pages, your leaders, and go, okay, I need to learn how to do host to post, or how do I do the giveaway? And don't be afraid to ask questions. I think that's one of the top things that I see is people that are, like Jamie said, close to the fire. They're engaged. They're asking questions. Not only are they asking questions, but they jump in and they do what we tell you to do. So be willing to do that, because if we give you the ideas, we give you the things to do and you don't do it, that's not on us. We know what's working. If it doesn't work for you, it's going, okay, well, let's shift and try something else. So always be willing to do what your leaders are sharing, because it's not like we're just telling you this. We don't want you guys to not be successful. Like, we're in there trying all the things as well. And if you find something that works, share it. Like, there's plenty of fish in the sea. But I love that you're now looking at expanding that network. And this is a question that my text is blowing up. Do you do DT giveaways? Like, do you do DT posts, host to post? So share that. I know your answer,
I
but
I actually do. There are some people that don't like them, but I do. I love them. I know for the most part with it, and that's basically what I'm doing is giveaway in DT right now because I need one more DT to do another four and a friend. So, to close that out. But yes, I do. I love the DT posts because I actually get more people adding me as a friend on those than I do the giveaway right now. For some reason, it's just weird in my network right now. But I do put those up because I do get a lot of comments on them. I'm not expecting those people to become a part of the business because you have to have the right person for this business. So I will I'll go through the whole spiel with them once they accept once they send me a friend request. And some will say no, they're not interested. And then I flip it right back on them and ask them to put up a post. And I have them put up another DT post or a giveaway one. And then I get into their market. But I actually have better luck with the DT posts. That's how I signed over 10. I think I had 10 in my first month of customers from the DT post.
so
So
there's your answer. Again, it comes down to mindset and what do you believe? And I think when you feel confident knowing, okay, I'm going to be able to answer it, or you know that your leader is going to help you answer if you put a DT host to post up, don't be afraid to do that. So DT is distributor. So people looking to join the business. Um, so I love that you shared that, because some people are like, nope, I just strictly do all product based. And the reason why is sometimes, like for me, I can do either, but I know that if I'm doing a product, I'm going to flip them and go, you should just make money too. I'm very confident in that part, especially looking at their pages to see, like, do they have a good friends list? Do they have interaction? Like, what are they going to do? And then also, you don't know what somebody's going through. So I always, again, offer the distributor option, and you guys should be doing that. And here's why, because we're coming into boom season. We are coming into our biggest time of growth in the company. So that's exciting for you guys, like knowing that we still have the end of a couple more days here to close out October, but then all of November to go after these bonuses. And then we're going to be leading into our huge boom season. So this is a great time to get in and start learning now, start trying the product, getting some results yourself and putting it out there and learning. Because I'd rather have you get in, learn now, and be a little like, fish out of the water, rather than January when it's like full on craziness. I mean, I feel like it's full on craziness all the time, but like, if you're like, okay, how do I talk to somebody? You need to be so confident. Like, we're coming into our boom season. Everybody always wants weight loss. They always want to make extra money with the new year. Like, get in now and follow my lead, and just know that to use the boards, to use the road to the VIP, to use the team pages, and not to be afraid to ask the questions, and then to do the thing.
well, that's another thing too, just to go on to what you're saying is with my new people, I keep it simple. So the board that I give them is very basic. It only gives them certain options. It gives them one post for like giveaway, one post for distributor, and one post for gummies. And I tell them, hey, you should be doing maybe 2 giveaway, the rest gummies. And if we need to pivot, we'll add in the DT. But like you said, we're always offering it, but you've got to track the people too. And that's a big thing for me is I'm a big paper to pen person. So like I always have my list. So anytime somebody comments on not on a giveaway, for the most part, it's usually just my product and my distributor post. I'm writing their full name down. I'm writing what post they commented on, and I'm writing like if it's product, what product they wanted, And if it's a distributor, I'm just writing their first, last name, and then whose post they commented on. So I can always go back and find them. If somebody deleted their post, I can go into their friends list and find them pretty quickly. But I'm always keeping lists like this for both. I have one for my products and one for my customers. And I can tell you, I've done this for years now, and it does take for a product anywhere from 2 to 12 times of following up with somebody before they will order. So don't feel bad if they say no right off the bat, because more than half the time they're going to say no. But the efforts that you put in now are going to benefit you 3 months from now or a month from now. As long as you're consistent, you have to stay consistent with it and following up and checking in on them and just giving them their options.
I love that. It's pretty much the same thing, you guys, week after week. When you hear people promote, what are they saying? Stay consistent, keep your mindset right, stay close to the fire. Who's listening to you? Do you believe what you have? Like, and doing the tasks. So those non-negotiables. So run through, the other part that I know that you're really good at too, and I love this because you send me charts, is charting. You have to be on top of knowing exactly what's needed where. Like you guys, she's almost too like pinpointed. It's like, oh my gosh, she's like really good. Like really, yes.
I have all of
So
them.
you need to learn how to chart and let this be like your best friend. And the reason why I love this is because if you're new and you're like, my goal is to get 500 in sales, you can still go in and even look, okay, where are my sales at? And then when you get a new distributor in, their first goal is, what do we do? Four and a friend. Your first goal is four customers, and we want to hit that 400, 500 club right away. And so you can track there. So yes, you're tracking yourself, but it also helps you track your team. And it's like accountability, right? And so here's the thing is you may think that you don't know more than the new team member, but they entrust you that you do. So if you don't, you're going to go upline to find somebody that does and to help you chart. So a one-on-one Zoom, or maybe you're searching YouTube and you want to learn how to chart. Like make sure you learn those things because there's somebody that will help you and learn that. And it just keeps you accountability and pushing through of like where you're going. And you'll hear that a lot from leaders. Like if they don't know a chart, they don't know where they're going. And so it's easy to just go through the motion every day and not be laser focused on that next goal. So like if you're this close, some of you, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, you only need one more customer and you get an $800 builder bonus and 200 in volume and you go Ruby too. So you take ownership of your team to tell them because they may not know quite yet. And so that gives them a little extra motivation. I'm telling you, because they're like, I'm going to find that customer. I'm going to go do this. Like all of a sudden they put on a cape or something and they're not afraid to talk to somebody to get that last customer in or like ask the favor question. So making sure that you know that, but it's really the key is knowing that. And you can go right into your app. If you don't have the It Works, download the app, download the It Works app. All of the charts are in there, everything you need. So really our business is simple. We enroll customers and distributors. So now like I don't have a big friends list. Well, you're going to use host to post to grow your network and to get that out there. You're going to stay close to the fire. So if you're on the Zooms, if you're, texting with the person that enrolled you or your teammates above you, that's staying close to the fire. They're going to give you the things that you need to do. Don't rely on someone else to reach out to you. You take the bull by the horns. If you want this bad enough, you have to be really loud. So the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? So be that person that you want to be up in somebody's inbox like, okay, I'm here. What do I do next? Until you have your system where you're like, it's just easy for me to wake up and know this is my system. This is what I do every single day. And it becomes easy. So you got to do the things. She gave you the host of posts that she's doing. That's the magic is she's just getting it out there because you guys, people are looking for our product. That's obvious. What she just did, like her and her team, I'm like, okay, they're just getting the posts up and then they're giving people the options of like, all right, they got to host a post up, Jamie. So is there a secret message that you're getting to seal the deal with these customers? That's the next question they're going to ask.
Yeah, I actually didn't come up with these. Again, this is from my team. Rachel is amazing. She has multiple years of sales, and she came up with a message that gives them options, especially when it comes to the pricing. So we're giving the customer the option to choose their package. Amber's going to drop it in there right now. Thank you. And so we're giving them three different options. And we want them to pick that last third option for the most part is the goal. So that way you're getting more BV, but this way it's in their hands and they get to choose what they want. It is a secret sauce and I can't take credit for that one, but I just follow and I'm coachable enough, I hope. Chelsea knows that I just send the messages that she gives me
You
at
guys,
this point, and I tell my downline, I'm like, hey guys, this is what I was given you. Send it.
and really that just puts it like they want the product and then they see those options and it's like, do not judge any single person because if they're really ready to lose the weight, giving giving those has worked wonders for the people that are utilizing it. So if you haven't ever utilized it, again, just trust it because I've seen it over and over, like in stats, like if you're using this, it's working. And I've seen people go, I've never got customers this big before just by using that. And again, if this isn't your wording or you use a few different things, you can go ahead and do that and change to yours, but give them options. Don't just give them one thing because then you can always go back through. And some people have to think about it. Some people are like option three, whatever it is, or some are like, I don't get paid until this day. So there's so many things that come from just using this message. And then once they say yes, option three, that's when you can, for me, I like to get their phone number and then send them the link. But Jamie, what do you do? Do you like to get their information? How do you do it?
So if they want to wait and order on a different day, I actually created my own Google document. So I have a special wording that I use that basically says, hey, I can hold your product for you until this date. Just fill out this application and we can pre-set it up in the system. Like I have one for tomorrow. And so I have the guy's information ready to go. I know what he wants. I've already, and I go through like the whole process of signing him up, but I don't sign him up. I'm just holding that until that date that comes. And in my specific, um, Google Doc that I have at the bottom, it says like, no going back at the bottom. It like really gives them like, hey, this is a contract. This is what's going to happen just for legal purposes and stuff. So that way I'm just on track with everything. But for the most part, like I get their entire information ahead of time and I know when to put it through. And then I upsell. You've got to upsell too, no matter what message you're sending them. Make sure you're sending them upsells and don't be afraid to ask because all they can say is no. Okay, guys, like upsell, upsell, upsell. Like you can like it's crazy what people will buy even though they said that they didn't have the money and then all of a sudden like you upsell them and they're like, yeah, I want the stressless gummies, great, let's go. And I'm like, okay, upsell again, let's see what we can get them and just send it. And if they say no, they say no, and then you just finish the process. That's what I like. But for the most part, I just ask for their information right away. If they're ready to order, I'm like, hey, I can either put your order in now, I'm helping another friend out, or I could give you my shopping cart link to order it yourself. For the most part, more than 90% of people give me their information. Even distributors will give me their social. So don't be afraid to ask for it. Um,
So
Vicky can attest to this one the other day. She's like, well, how do I tell her that I need this social? Because I forgot to ask her. I said, you just ask. Just say, hey, can I get, she asked if she needed any more information. I said, hey, I just need your social and then I can get this done. She sent it. The lady gave it right away. You'd be amazed what people give you.
it really is. We're such a digital world now that people do not care. They just know that that's the way to process things. So again, trust the process. We've done thousands and thousands of these to do that. But I do want you guys to know when she's sending this and she's holding the spot, you got to do your job. You have to follow up. If you're going to say, if they say, hey, check back with me on November 1st, and you don't do that, you're being a like not a very good leader, and things happen, so that's fine. But if you can put that on the calendar, be right on them to make sure that you're following up, do that now. So don't let these customers or distributors slip away, because there's people out there like myself, Jamie, Amber, that are going to be like, they might have talked to somebody and they didn't do their job and follow up, and they really wanted the product, or they didn't offer them the distributor part. So make sure that you do that. Um, I love all your simplicity of it, Jamie. I think that's the key that you've done so well with your team, and the duplication part, because that's the one thing people are like, how do I duplicate? Well, literally, that's what Jamie's doing, and her team is doing the exact same thing. So it's not, again, the business isn't hard. We make it hard on ourselves. We let things in our mind and go, well, she must have some magic wording, or she must have some magic host to post, or she must do this, or no, you've got to get in and do the things and do the work to make that happen, and understand like, hey, there's going to be some bumps in the roads along the way, but that doesn't stop you. You figure out how to do the next step.
So to answer Nicole's comment and question, after so say tomorrow, like I have a guy that wanted to order tomorrow after 10 a.m. At 10 a.m., I'm going to put his order through. Once it goes through, I take a screenshot of the confirmation page, and then I send a thank you message that basically thanks him for his order. And then I'm always asking them to move up their next auto shipment. I only give them two options to move to, the 1st and the 5th. I told all of our girls, I said, take out the 10th. I said, I want the 1st or the 5th. I want to know by the 5th what we have, so we know where to place volume. So they have now committed to this, and you'll be amazed how many customers will be like, oh, the 5th. Or, oh, if they say the 10th, I'll still put it on the 10th for them. But anything after the 10th, I'm like, oh, well, holiday shipping is coming right now. And delays in the USPS, the Postal Service, are going to get delayed because of Christmas coming, and the holidays are going to be a little bit slower. So how about we move up your order by like 1 or 2 weeks, so that way when you're getting your package is right on time for when you're going to end your product the next month. And they're like, oh yeah, that's right. Do guys just ask? Just ask. I
Mhm.
promise they'll do it.
And you guys, she promoted days before month end. So there is something to that, knowing that you can bump orders and then have the rest of that. I love that they asked, well, do you just go back to and ask and say, did you still want to get your order in? If you have all their information, you put that order in. If it declines, then you go back to them and like, hey, did you get a different card? Or do you get paid on a certain time today? Because I was just putting your order in and it declined. Like, I assume once they give me all their information, if I have their card number and they say to run it on November 1st, that's commitment. Like, you're just going to go ahead and do it. And then, like she said, you can create your little message, but Jamie, if you have the message with like the order thing,
Yep, it's in Amber just dropped it.
perfect.
And
So
then I have a message that I send after this. So like I send the thank you message, and then I wait for them to reply, and then I have another message I send right after they reply to me. Or if they ignore me, then I'll send the second one like the next day, and it asks them to put up a post immediately. And I'm only going to give them a product post, guys. If they're a customer, there's no reason to give them a giveaway or a distributor post unless you absolutely need that. Give them the product. They bought the product because then you can tag them. You can create I always create something with either my face, my kids with me in it saying thank you, and the little screenshot that we get of a text message from the company saying we got a new enroller ship, and I post that on social media. I post that in my stories, and I use that to bump my posts. So I will go through and I'll bump each post with that. But when you can tag somebody that already purchased the products and they have the post up, more than likely that post is going to blow up with other customers because they're trusting the person that already bought it from them
you guys,
for them.
how many good tips was that? Drop a one if you're like, I got at least one tip from Jamie tonight. Yes, it's like amazing. You make it seem so simple. And
It is. I
yes,
think too many people, we overcomplicate it. And I did that too when I first started. I overcomplicated it. Like and that's why I stuck where I was for so long because I just couldn't get out of my head. And you just have to have that mindset like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do this every day. I'm just going to send a message. Nobody's paying your bills but you. And that was something that it stuck in my head when Chelsea said it this time around. And I don't know what was different, but when she said that to me, and I was like, she's like, nobody else is paying your bills, Jamie. So why aren't you sending this message to everybody? And I was like, damn, she's so right. Like, who do I care? Why do I care?
Mhm.
Why do I care who I'm sending this to? I don't anymore. Guys, just send the message. You'll be amazed by who you think won't post for you or who won't order your products until you send that message. And then you really find out who was there to help support you in your business.
That's right. Well, was there any last minute like helpful tips that you can have them, close out the last couple of days? Well, really 36 hours, 30.
Follow up, show up for your business, be consistent, make sure you're being consistent in your page. Following up, I do follow up Friday every week. Um, And just with your newbies, just go step by step with them. Keep it simple. The simpler, the better. Some people do need Zooms. Hop on Zoom with them to explain something. The charting, my girls had no idea how to chart. I had to tell them, okay, just trust me in this, and we'll go over this in Zoom, but this is where you're going to place this. This is where you're going to place this. And then I went back on a day that they had availability to explain why we're moving in a box, why they need the 400 and how to do it. And now they're understanding the charts a little bit more every day. And eventually they're going to be good at charts like I am.
That
But
that
making sure that you're on top of those charts is important too.
amen to that. So you guys, if you don't know, like take a picture of her screen. It says Jamie Beck. Go follow her on Facebook, on Instagram, because she does what she said, and she's so good at always showing the person that ordered, taking the screenshot from the app or whatever, because people need to see that over and over, and they trust the process of that. So it was awesome. I know, like you got to celebrate for a hot second, but you're on a mission to go double. Your team is on a mission because they want diamond. They've seen it. So everybody that's on the Zoom, just go for it. Like that's the main thing is just go for it. Go big because there's so much out there. People do want our product. They do want the business, and you just have to be the one to continue to get it out there. So I appreciate you jumping on, Jamie, so much, you guys. So we will see you next Monday. And make sure you're on because it's going to be coming off of Jamaica. So I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of fun, cool things from that and some helpful tips to do that. So I appreciate you guys. Go get those promotions. Bye.